There are many ways to select different elements or objects in Photoshop, but one of my favourite is the object selection tool, and I use it for different things. And what I'm going to do is show you some of my favourite ways of using the object selection tool. Why do I use this selection method? It's what I call the quick and easy way for selecting for me in the kind of digital art that I do. For example, I'm going to select the flower and then I'm going to use some adjustment layers and show you the little tips and tricks that I use. Firstly, to get your object selection tool, I'll come up to here, I'll right mouse click and I'll choose object selection tool. Now my workspace may be different to yours. I've customized it to the way that I work and it suits my workflow. I'm right-handed, so I have all of my tools, adjustment layers, the layers panel, actions, all of that on the right-hand side. I will add a link at the end of this video where you can see how you can customize your own workspace to suit your workflow. My first selection is I'm going to combine it with an adjustment layer. I've got my object selection tool, and what I want to do is draw a rectangle or a square big enough to take this flower in. Let me explain. I'll come over here on my image. I'll start up a little bit higher, and then I'm going to click, hold and drag a rectangle or a square big enough to take the flower in. When I let go of the mouse, it locks to the actual flower. Now, when I look at the selection, it's done not a bad job. I'm not looking for precise selections. If I was doing a composite, that would be a little bit different. But what I'm going to do now is choose an adjustment layer, and I'm going to play with the colour and vibrance. I'll click on Colour and Vibrance Adjustment Layer. You can see it's put the selection into the mask, and this is where I like to play. Do I want to add some vibrance or saturation? I'm going to get my vibrance tool and move it to the right, and you can see it's now giving a little bit more of a vibrance into the centre of the flower. If I could take it to the left, you can see it now changes. I'm quite happy with that, but what about if I want to add some saturation? I'll play with the sliders exactly how I want. The main thing is using the object selection tool to do a quick selection. Let's have a look at some of the settings that I have for when I'm using the object selection tool. Firstly, I'll come up here and you'll see rectangle. If you click here, you can actually choose lasso, but I prefer the rectangle. I always have sample all layers ticked, particularly if I'm working in an image that's got a lot of layers and certain techniques. I find having this ticked works. You can choose a hard edge if you want a little bit of a crisper edge. Now, I know that you can come in and do select subject and select and mask and select people. But using this technique, I find it's quick, it's easy. I don't have to go into select and mask and use a refine edge, etc. What I'm going to do now is show another technique using the object selection tool. I've selected the flower, but what happens if I actually want to include the stem and the bud in the selection? I'll come up here and you've got choices to add to the selection or subtract. I've clicked onto the second one and it says add to selection. I'll come down here, I'll draw a rectangle big enough to take in that bud, and it's selected. It's missed a little bit there, but I'm not going to be too fussy on that. Same with the stem. I'll just draw a rectangle and let Photoshop do its magic with its selection. Now what do I want to do with it? Let's go in and click on the adjustment layer and I'll choose levels. It's put that selection into the mask and you can see that over here on the layers. I'm going to play with the sliders, move it left, right, and you can see that selection now is being adjusted to what I'm doing within levels. And I find doing this kind of technique is quick. I do a lot of selections in my work, and it could be that I just want an area and I can target what I actually want. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to come over here and choose this area here in the middle of the flower. I'm going to draw a rectangle or square big enough to take that selection in. Fabulous job. Now, if I was doing that with quick selection, I may have to fiddle it a little bit. Again, what do I want to do with this selection? And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to choose Colour and Vibrance Adjustment Layer. There's the selection in the mask. I'm going to bump up the vibrance just in that area. Now, I'm exaggerating there, but you can actually see what it's doing. If I want to saturate that selection, then I can change the slider, and that's why I like this technique. What else can you do with the object selection tool? Let me show you. What I'm going to do now is add a texture and show you how I use this selection method. I'm going to come up here and go File, Place Embedded, and what I've got is textures that are available in my shop, and this one's the pop of colour. And I love the pistachio. It gives a little bit of a texture, but it's more about the colour. I'll click on pistachio, add place, and then what it's done is place that into what I call an embedded object. But I'm going to size up the texture to cover the whole image. I'll click on the tick. Now let's play and have some fun. I'm going to choose a blend mode. So do I choose multiply, darken? I can go lighten, overlay, and soft light. I like overlay because it's got that hint of blue that's very subtle. But what if I don't want the texture on the flower? Back in the old school days, as I say, is I would have had to use the quick selection and fiddle around and play and hand brush and do a bit of masking. And this is how I do it now. I'll come down, select a mask. I add a mask to that adjustment layer or that layer. Then what I do is get my object selection tool, select the flower. It snaps to the shape of the flower. I get my brush. It's a white mask, so I'm going to make sure that the foreground's black. And I want to now mask or paint off that texture on the flower. I'm going to come up here and have a look at the opacity. It's 40%. I'm going to stay with that and see what it does. So all I do is just mask or paint off within that selection. Now, if I go, oops, and I go outside the selection, it's not destroying the texture there. It's only working within that selection. Let's see what it's done. I might not like that. I may think I want a little bit more texture in that, so I'm going to undo that masking. I'm going to change the opacity to right down to about 24%. So I still have a hint of that colour and texture coming through. I just come in and paint or mask off that texture inside that selection. You can see now when I look at the mask, I can see there's some areas I've missed because there's little white spots, as I call them, and I just get rid of that. Let's have a look. I've got a hint of the texture coming through on the flower, but it's not dominating. But the beautiful texture in the background adds to that. Oh, wait a minute. What happens if I want to mask or brush off the texture on the stem? Again, I'm going to deselect Control D or Command D. I'll get my object selection tool. I'm going to draw a rectangle to snap to that stem. Then what I'm going to do is make sure I'm clicked on the mask, get my brush, and I mask. Now you can see that the size of the brush is bigger than the selection, but again, it's only masking or painting off that texture on the stem. Let's deselect Control D or Command D, and there is a beautiful flower image with a texture added. Quick selection using the object selection tool, masking or painting off the texture. And that's how I use the object selection tool for some quick selections that help speed up my workflow. This was all about some quick tip selections for you to use in your workflow. Have fun with it, play, see what you can do with it. I use this technique in a lot of my composite work. Here's the finished image, and I used one of my own texture overlays to bring it a little bit more atmosphere and depth. If you'd like to be creative with textures like this, they're part of my mega texture bundle, and there's a link in the description to the shop for you to have a look.